In the directions, it's the same or different. So positive or negative is up or down. Positive's up, negative's down. Then when you look at this number, if it's even, it's the same. So this would be, if it was even, it would be the same as down. But since it's odd, it's different. So it's the opposite direction.
The 4 is even number and 5 isn't.
It's talking about the leading coefficient is negative, so that's down.
Okay.
Then we look at the exponent to see if it's the same or different.
Same or different as.
What's that?
As
What's that? Yeah.
I don't get it, but it's fine.
I think you're confusing yourself. I feel like you're confusing other people too. Okay. Leading coefficient is negative, so that's down.
Yeah.
Then the exponent is odd, so it's different.
So it's just the opposite of what you put.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it always just going to be up and down? It's negative.
Yeah. Okay. So number 3, the leading coefficient is negative, so that's down. And then this is even, so it's the same. Okay. Now applying it to the first problem. Okay, so we have to look at the end behavior first. The leading coefficient is positive, so that would be up. And then the exponent is odd, so that would be different. So we're doing down and up. Then, just kind of sketching it out, it's cubed, so down would be this, and then up like that. So we're looking for something that looks like this.
The direction will change depending on if it's up first and then down second, or down first and up second.
Right, so that's why I'm kind of writing it backwards,
Okay.
so that it matches. Okay, now roots are going to be our x-intercepts. So what we first have to do is, remember we're writing out the factors of the constant and factors of the leading coefficient. So our P is going to be factors of the constant, which would be 1, 2, 4, and 8. Our Q is factors of the leading coefficient, which is just 1. Then our possibles, you divide these. 1 divided by 1 is 1, 2 divided by 1 is 2, 4 divided by 1 is 4, and then 8 divided by 1 is 8. These are possible roots or x-coordinates. Then we need to start testing it out to see if we can get a 0 as a remainder. So just choose maybe 1. And then write out the coefficients. 1, -5, 2, and 8. And divide it out. And we get a remainder. Not good in terms of finding the roots, but in these problems we can actually use these numbers for something else. This would be an x value and a y value, and we can use this for our extra points. So one of our extra points now is 1, 6. So we can't use it as a root, but we can use it as part of graphing it.
Do you have to find all the possible ones?
I'll get to that in a second. We'll find the roots first. So now that we've tried 1, maybe we'll try -1. Remember, we're looking for a remainder of 0. Okay, so we got a remainder of 0. That means one of our roots is -1, but we need 2 more. So what we're going to do now is, remember this is x squared, x and c. We're going to write this out. X minus 1, x squared minus 6x plus 8. And then,
X minus 1, so it's negative 1.
oh shoot, it should be x plus 1, right? Yeah. Good catch. So remember, this whole statement should be x minus, so with the negative 1, it becomes x plus 1. Then factoring this out, I need two numbers that multiply to this that add to negative 6, like negative 4 and negative 2 would multiply to positive 8 and add to negative 6. So writing this out, x plus 1, x minus 4, x minus 2. And then if I was to set each of these equal to 0 and solve, I'd get x equals negative 1, x equals 4, and x equals 2. And those are my roots. You 1, 4, and 2. Okay, so we get negative 1, 4, and 2 as our roots. So what we do with that is now we plot them. Negative 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2. Then we also have our extra points at 1, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we technically have something that goes like this so far. We need to see how far down it goes here. So we're going to choose the number in between these 2 points, which would be 3. Plug that in and see what we get out. So what I mean by plug it in, I'm trying to keep it zoomed in by also showing. So I'm going to divide out a 3. Whatever the remainder is will be the y-coordinate. So I'm choosing 3 because it's in between these 2 points and I need to see where the point is here. And then using the coefficients, so this would be my x, and this remainder is now the y. So 3, negative 4. And then plot that point.
Is this gonna go with this?
C. As far as your homework goes, though, there's a lot of these, the first ones, where you're just determining whether it's up and down or down and down. So, and there might be 1 or 2 of these. Okay, so there's that. Okay, next question. Okay, we're doing it again. So first look at the end behavior. Looks like it's negative. I'm trying to zoom in. Okay, so negative, so that means down. And then it's odd, so it's opposite that, so up and down. So it'll look more like this. Then as far as the roots go, well, I need to get the factors of my constant and the leading co. So P would be 1, 2, and 4. Q would just be 1. Possibles would then be plus or minus 1, 2, and 4. Okay, so I just choose something like 1.
How do you get the Q again?
Is the leading factors of the leading coefficient. Peyton, can you guys not go to the bathroom while we're doing the lesson? Yes, please, and put your phone back up, por favor. Gracias. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna try out 1. Write the coefficients. Let's see, negative 1, 4, 1, and negative 4, and just divide it out. Okay, no remainders. That's a good thing. So that means one of our roots is 1. Okay, so I get this. The negative in front of the x makes this kind of hard to factor out. So we're going to get rid of that negative right there by taking it out. So what I mean by that is we're going to just factor out a negative 1 to get x squared minus 3x minus 4. And then that negative 1 just kind of goes away. If this was equal to 0, we could divide both sides by negative 1, and negative 1 would just literally go away. So that's what's going to happen. And we'll just factor this as usual. Two numbers that multiply to this, add to this, would be negative 4 and 1.
Why did you change the signs?
So I didn't want this negative here. So I took out the negative 1. So I divided everything by negative 1, essentially, and put it out here. So that I could get rid of it. Then x minus 4, x plus 1. Then x equals 1, x equals 4, x equals negative 1. Okay, so these roots, I got 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and negative 1.
Do you need an extra point or no?
Yeah, because we need to see how far down and up it goes. So we're going to choose 0 because it's right in between these 2 points, and then we'll just choose 1 point in between here and call it a day. So let's do 0 because that'll show where that goes. So this is our x and our y. 0, negative 4. And then, let's see, I'll choose maybe just 2.
You move the page down.
Yeah, I was trying to zoom in and everything all at once. Okay, so then I get 2, 6.
In that case, wouldn't you also have to put 2 coordinates for the previous question? The extra points.
For number 4,
Yeah.
I did, didn't I?
There's only 2 extra points. Oh,
Oh wait, you didn't have an extra point?
Okay, I don't know. You could also solve for 3 if you wanted to. I don't know. It's up to you. You got it?
If you chose 3, it would have been the same answer because they were both in between.
For 3, you'd probably get a different answer. I just stopped because I wasn't trying to be that detailed. But if you plugged in 3, I don't know what you get. Let's see. 3, negative 1, 4, 1, negative 4.
Would they both be right if you didn't include the 3?
Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to do it so on a multiple choice question, you could figure it out. That's what I was thinking. Okay, next one. Last one. This one's a little bit different because you have to the 4th power now, so you're going to have 4 roots. As far as the end behavior, it's a positive, so it's going to be up, and then even, so up and up. I'm just going to quickly kind of do some shortcuts here. possibles. So factors of this divided by 1 would just be 1, 2, 3, 6. Then I'm just going to choose 1 because I know it works, honestly. The coefficients here, I'm going to list them out. This one is a little bit different because we have to the 4th power here, this is now x cubed. So what we have right here is x minus 1, then x cubed plus 0x squared, which I'm not going to write, negative 7x minus 6. We have to actually factor out more out of this. So out of this, you could write all your possibles, but at this point we're going to get the point. We're going to just try to take out a negative 1 because we know it works. So taking out a negative 1 out of this now.
Why are you doing negative 1?
This here,
Or no, the factor.
you could choose any number out of your possibles, but I just chose that one because we know it works. What I would recommend as part of like the homework or on a test is to use the answer choices to narrow these down. Okay, then we have x squared minus x minus 6. Negative 3 and 2.
How come you didn't use the original coefficient?
I used these ones because I was then trying to get a factor out of that to get this, yeah. And I'm going to stop there. If you get the 1 on the homework on this, all you'll have to do is determine this and then get roots. What I would do is use the roots to just test it, and if it comes out without a remainder, then you know that that is a solution.
Why did you put x plus 1 in parentheses?
This number is where I got that.
But then there's another one.
Correct. So I took this out, then I took this out, and then I had this left over to factor. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to let you have the rest of the class to work on your homework. It'll be 5 questions.